Good evening, everyone. Here, Bishop here, and this is a reshoot of an earlier video. Now, I took down the earlier video because of two reasons. One, it was all over the place and quite unprofessional, and two, that is not the quality that I expected of myself. So, without further ado, this is my reworking of the victory at what cost and how far are you willing to go. Now, to start off, what would I define as the current cultural climate? Well, I would define it as toxic, reactionary, and just outright insane at times. Constantly the sky is falling because this is not going the way people expected, or this bill is getting passed, or that person, despite the fact that they were proven innocent beyond a shadow of a doubt, somehow them being proven innocent and being able to legally walk free, somehow that's not good enough in the court of public opinion. Even though I think the court of public opinion is an ass, for the reasons I listed above. But it tends to just pass a verdict based on whatever happens to be trending. You know, like, oh, the media will put out a hit piece or a smear campaign or publish an accusation, and people just run with it. They won't even check the facts. Oh, well, you know, it's listen, believe. Okay? Or it fits our narrative. It fits our, yeah, that's about right for that person, or that kind of person, or that group, or that individual that we already do not like and agree to hate for the rest of our lives, just because. I don't know, maybe it could be one stupid joke that somebody said a long time ago that not in any way reflects what that person believes now, or that group believes now. And honestly, it's these knee-jerk reactions. It's this, we have taken this side and we're just going to stick to it, and it is the hill we will fight and die on. That seems to be the current political and social norm these days. You just take a side, and no matter what, because you maybe once agreed vaguely with something that being a member of that group represented, that all of a sudden anything from that perspective, or anything coming from those leaders, automatically it has to be believed. It has to be the truth. And no, we all know that, or at least I think we would know, that that's bullshit. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't. They just hear whatever media pundit or their friends who consume mainstream media, or I mean, hell, even government agencies get in on this these days. Look at the whole Trump and Russia thing. There's accusations of that going around like wildfire. And guess what? None of it was ever proven. And it still hasn't been proven to this day. And most likely it never will be proven because it's bullshit. I can't for the life of me think of a better example of that. And dozens of people getting in on this. And this has trickled down into everyday life, even. What do I mean by that? Well, take the runaway Salem witch trials, basically. That is the hashtag #MeToo campaign, where everybody fucking has somebody just to accuse. Oh, I, was with this person like 30 some odd years ago, 50 some odd years ago, and they, did, sorry, tried to rape me and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, what? No. First of all, what the hell are you doing bringing this up now, only that it's popular to do so? Well, obviously it's for attention and money. That's all anything's ever done these days is attention and money. That's it. I really, really hate that. You know what the worst part about it is with these people? The actual worst thing is that people will just like dogpile. That's what I see a lot of. There's a lot of dogpiling. There's a lot of, oh, well, there are these accusations, so they must be true. And sometimes what will happen is that accusations will get published, like, slanderous and hit pieces will get published, and then as soon as they're found out to be fake, they'll be retracted, but only after the accusation's gone viral. Like, after the story's gone viral, then they'll retract it. It's a really sleazy, dishonest tactic. And all of this is culminated in this environment that it's just lots of Pyrrhic victories on either side. Because everybody's getting in on this. It doesn't matter, really. The only thing that seems to matter is, well, can we win? Regardless of the tactics used. Now, one thing I have always well, not always, but in recent years I've come to understand the old saying, victory needs no explanation, and defeat allows no room for one. Problem is, there's a caveat to that. What's the point in winning when the way you win is by not even attacking the issues? By, lies, slander, baseless accusations, character assassination, just basic, just lots and lots of shit slinging. That's it. There's no real debate or anything else like that. It's all he said, she said. And honestly, it's annoying as fuck. It really, really is. And it's pitiful. Fact is, we've found the court system on principles of actus rea and menis rea. Now, menis rea is a little guilty, is basically guilty mind. That's what it literally translates to. It's guilty mind. Actus rea is guilty act. And of course, the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, which should be the standard we go by. But no, in the court of public opinion, it's always, well, there's an accusation, so it must be true. Because it was on this news outlet, or in this magazine, or this person saying it, or this many people are trying to say it, this many years down the line. You get the idea. And of course, what is the main problem with all this? Well, it's quite simple. Alright, sure. You might win a battle. You might win several battles. But you are basically destroying the actual laws and checks and balances in order to get what you want. And we're seeing this backfire in a lot of cases too. Where now, these people, men, women, minorities, whatever, they've forged these weapons of the court of public opinion, the tactic of using lies and slander over actually arguing and or just debating the actual issues and winning on actual principle because of knowing what you're talking about. What we have basically been losing is our ability to reason. That for some reason we're supposed to be these higher intelligent creatures that do not give in to just our baser instincts. Yet for some reason we as a society are now just reactionary zealots. I mean, people just pick up a side and they stand their ground and they just do not budge. Everything this person does is evil because we just do not like him. Or they are the agreed upon target. That's what it's been, actually. Especially the agreed upon target part. I mean, way back when it used to be fun to make fun of liberals and, you know, the hippies and all that other stuff, that it was them who were the targets. Now, for some reason, they feel it's only fair to do it to the other side now that they have the narrative on their side. Which is fucking stupid, because you're just perpetuating the cycle. Then the pendulum is just going to swing back the other way, which it already is. Yeah, you guys can snicker in your corner all you like, but honestly, you're gonna find that when the bell tolls for you, it's not so funny anymore. Now, let's look at a recent example. An example of this hysteria was the recent Alabama elections. One thing is for certain, there was hardly ever any debates. There wasn't really any talking between the two candidates. It was smear campaign after smear campaign after smear campaign. That's it. And baseless and a lot of accusations. Yes, the one guy did say a lot of stupid things, and being the evangelical type that he is, no. But here's the thing. The idea is to have the best person for the job. Alright? The best person for the job. But there's a problem with that. All we've seemed to have been getting these days is who is the shiniest of two turds. That is no real decision at all. It's just these people are both shit. They're both unqualified. It's just, where do you want the nail? Do you want it in the foot, or do you want it in your hand? Well, both are shit decisions, so you decide. Me personally, I would just like to throw both into a lake and find somebody that actually knows what they're doing. That's what I vote. But of course, not everybody is sympathetic to that idea. A lot of people are simply, oh, well, this person is on our side, so therefore we will stand behind him or her. No matter what. No matter how shady things look, no matter how no matter how things turn out, we're going to support this person anyway. Even if on any rational level we wholeheartedly disagree with that person and would probably rather see them, you know, under the jail. Let's just put it that way. Or at the very least, just never hold office. And for some reason, we don't get that. We're not getting the best people for the job. We're getting people that basically just react on emotion, what feels good. And consequences of their actions be damned, pretty much. That's a lot of what I'm seeing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And it's like people just cannot make up their own minds on things. I mean, I've heard of freaking landmines that aren't as touchy as a lot of people are these days. Friendships get destroyed. Relationships shattered. And society at large sent in a panic. All because of politics. Or, this person is allegedly guilty of something. And then, of course, you got people on the left, people on the right, and then people like me in the middle that are just saying, no, both of you shut up. Let's look at the facts first. But no, just appeals to emotion. I don't get it. And of course you got these so-called activists that are basically the Al Sharpton of whatever cause they happen to be for that day. And what I mean by that is Al Sharpton is well known for showing up in places that apparently there's acts of discrimination against black people, some sort of racism. And he'll just show up, he'll make a big stink and whatever. He'll just use shame and bullshit to push an agenda, that sort of thing. And of course, once he gets paid, he fucks off. Because he doesn't actually care. But for some reason, people don't get that. They don't get, oh, well, this kind of person doesn't actually give a damn. They're just in it for the publicity and shit like that. I just... Now, somewhere along the way, we lost our ability to reason, to rationalize and think for ourselves. That when we hear something, we used to stop and say, okay, why do I feel this way? And what is it exactly I'm feeling? What is it exactly I'm reacting to? That's something I don't see these days. Ever. I see, well, accusations and inflammatory headlines and lots of shit slinging. But you very rarely see people just take a step back and objectively actually just look at things from a wider perspective. One of the things I was actually taught in, counseling and anger management in particular, was to stop. Like, when I would start getting riled up, or when I would start, feeling a certain way about something, I was taught to just catch myself, stop, and think through, okay, why am I getting angry? What is it that's triggering me to get this angry? And is it, well, actually from there, I started working through the process. Is it actually worth it? Like, is it actually worth this much emotion, this much power that I'm investing into it, this much thought that I'm investing into it? And the answer a lot of times is no. No, it's not. Not when I look at it objectively. No, it's the slightest. It's just a minor inconvenience, a little slight. And honestly, it's just not worth getting angry over. It's not worth reacting to. Because it's not actually that important. Or if I'm going to react, well, I'm just going to react rationally. I'm just going to explain things, explain my side. That was one of the keys I learned to diplomacy as well. Is that one of the keys to diplomacy is actually listening. I know. Weird concept, right? I mean, heaven forbid you should actually listen to the other side. I mean, basically, during the 80s, there was this sort of thing, it was called the Satanic Panic, which is constant moral outrage, Oh, little Jimmy played D&D, so now he's a Satanist all of a sudden, despite, those two things really not being connected at all. Or, he listened to Motorhead, so now he's a devil worshiper, or something like that. Even though Satanism, for the most part, is just edgy version of atheism. A lot of times it's just to take the piss out of people who do actually identify as those real evangelical types, to get them really riled up. And, I actually would do it myself sometime if I thought I would just get the right reaction I wanted out of some Looney Tune. That's honestly it too. Is that people, especially rationalists like myself, we know that both sides are reactionary. So occasionally, if we're really bored, especially people who write for satirical sites like, say, The Onion, will create a parody of something, and we know you'll react to it. We know these people will react, just as we predict, and we can get a few laughs out of them. That's how predictable the perpetual outrage that has permeated our culture is. It's made the average person easy fodder for getting a few laughs out of. Like, here, I'll give you a good example. Something that would trigger a leftist. Let's see. How many feminists does it take to screw in a light bulb? You can't tell. Or, sorry. I screwed that one up. How does a feminist screw in a light bulb? She sticks it in the socket and waits for the world to revolve around her. Now something to trigger the religious right. Jesus Christ walks into a hotel. He hands the innkeeper 3 nails. And he asks, "Can you put me up for the night?" There. Everybody can be nice and triggered now. And if you just like the video because those are bad jokes, I completely understand. But my point is that those kind of jokes, those innocuous, stupid jokes, by the way, if you actually got the reference from the second joke, you're awesome. These sort of things, these little stupid innocuous jokes, even when I was religious, I never found the second joke all that offensive. I actually thought it was funny, because it had a morbid sense of humor to it. Of course, I suppose that could just be me too. Poof! So, the big problem is that unless we actually take back our reason, if we just keep fighting these battles based on feelings, lies, slander, shit-slinging, character assassination, all this other pointless shit, honestly, what the hell's the point of winning? Ouch. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not one for pure victories, but hey. If that's the way you think that you want to win debates, that's how you want to win court cases, or how you want to try and get your way is just by basically playground politics, then fine. But I pity you. I really do. And yeah, this is playground politics. That's why I call all of this childish. Because I went through all of this in high school. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the current political spectrum and where things are heading, as far as the fact that we're in for a time of nothing but Pyrrhic victories as far as I'm concerned. I have been your Bishop. These have been my thoughts, and I will see you all in the next video. And thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think of the current political and social climate. Are we losing our ability to basically life and be rational? Or do you think that I'm overreacting in this case? Also, if you're feeling generous, please do leave a donation to my PayPal. Link is in the description below. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye-bye.